Co-hosts or Airbnb property management services. Hey there, fellow Airbnb hosts. Are you feeling overwhelmed with the amount of work that goes into managing your listing? Are you tired of constantly checking for new inquiries, handling guest communications, and cleaning up after each stay? Well, fear not, because you have options. You can either choose to enlist the help of a co-host or hire a property management service to take on some or all of the hosting duties. But how do you decide which option is best for you? Don't worry, we've got you covered. In this video, we'll be weighing the pros and cons of both co-hosts and property management services, giving you all the information you need to make an informed decision. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of outsourcing your hosting duties. But before that, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to get notified of the next video from us. Shall we start? Definition of a co-hosting and property management services. Alrighty, let's start with the basics. A co-host is like your Airbnb wingman/woman. They're essentially a trusted partner who helps you manage your listing. Co-hosts can help with everything from responding to guest inquiries and scheduling cleanings to coordinating check-ins and handling any issues that may arise during a guest stay. It's like having an extra set of hands, or two, to help you run your Airbnb business. On the other hand, property management services are like the CEOs of your Airbnb business. They take care of everything, from marketing and advertising your listing to handling bookings and guest communications. They also oversee cleaning and maintenance tasks, as well as manage any issues that may come up during a guest stay. In essence, property management services are the experts in managing short-term rentals and can help you take your Airbnb game to the next level. How co-hosting and property management services work. Okay, so you know what co-hosts and property management services are, but how do they actually work? Let's break it down. Co-hosts typically work on a freelance basis and are paid a percentage of the total booking fees. They work with you to manage your listing, but you retain control over the pricing and availability of your space. You can choose to delegate as much or as little responsibility as you want to your co-host, and they'll work with you to create a custom plan that fits your needs. On the other hand, property management services typically operate on a full-service model. They take care of everything from pricing and availability to guest communications and cleaning. You'll typically pay a percentage of your rental income to the property management services, and they'll take care of everything else. This can be a great option if you're looking for a hands-off approach to managing your Airbnb business, or if you're not able to manage the day-to-day tasks on your own. In short, co-hosts and property management services are both great options for outsourcing your hosting duties, but they differ in terms of level of involvement and control you have over your listing. Advantages of using a co-host for your Airbnb listing. So, why might you want to consider using a co-host for your Airbnb listing? Well, for starters, co-hosts can help alleviate some of the stress that comes with managing an Airbnb business. They can take on tasks that you might not have time for or that you simply don't want to do, like cleaning toilets, for example. Co-hosts can also help you improve your guest experience by providing quick and efficient responses to inquiries and issues. They can coordinate check-ins and check-outs and ensure that your guests have everything they need to have a great stay. Plus, co-hosts are typically local, which means they can provide valuable insight into your area and make recommendations for things to do and see. Finally, using a co-host can also help you increase your bookings and revenue. Co-hosts can help you optimize your pricing and listing details to attract more guests. And they can work with you to create promotions and special offers that will entice guests to book with you. In short, co-hosts are like your personal cheerleaders, helping you to succeed and thrive in the competitive world of Airbnb hosting. Disadvantages of using a co-host for your Airbnb listing. While co-hosts can certainly be helpful, there are some potential downsides to consider. For one, co-hosts will take a cut of your rental income, which means less money in your pocket. Additionally, working with a co-host means giving up some control over your listing, as you'll need to work together to make decisions and manage tasks. There's also the issue of trust. While you may find a co-host who is reliable and trustworthy, there's always the risk of working with someone who doesn't have your best interests in mind. You'll need to do your due diligence and carefully vet any potential co-hosts to ensure that they're a good fit for you and your listing. Finally, it's worth noting that not all co-hosts are created equal. Some may have more experience or be more dedicated to helping you succeed than others. It's important to find a co-host who shares your goals and vision for your Airbnb business and who will work with you to achieve them. All in all, Co-hosting can be a great option for outsourcing your hosting duties, but it's important to carefully consider the potential drawbacks before making a decision. Advantages of using a property management service for your Airbnb listing. So why might you want to consider using a property management service for your Airbnb listing? Well, for starters, property management services are like the superheroes of the short-term rental world. They can handle everything from marketing and advertising to guest communications and cleaning, leaving you with more time to focus on the things you love, like binge-watching Netflix, for example. Property management services can also help you optimize your listing to attract more guests and increase your revenue. They have expertise in pricing strategies and can help you create compelling promotions and special offers that will entice guests to book with you. Plus, they have access to data and insights that can help you make informed decisions about your Airbnb business. Finally, property management services can help you provide a top-notch guest experience. They can handle any issues that arise during a guest's stay, ensuring that your guests are happy and satisfied. And happy guests means more positive reviews and more bookings in the future. In short, property management services are like the secret weapon you never knew you needed to take your Airbnb game to the next level. Disadvantages of using a property management service for your Airbnb listing. As with any service, there are some potential downsides to using a property management service for your Airbnb listing. For one, property management services can be expensive, especially if you only have one or few properties to manage. This means you'll need to weigh the cost of hiring a property manager against the potential benefits they can provide. Another potential drawback is that property management services can limit your autonomy as a host. You'll need to work closely with your property manager to make decisions about your listing, and you may not always agree on the best course of action. This can be frustrating for hosts who are used to having full control over their rental business. Finally, there's the issue of risk. While property management services can provide valuable support and expertise, they also come with their own set of risks. You'll need to carefully vet any potential property managers to ensure that they're trustworthy and capable of managing your listing effectively. And even then, there's always the risk of something going wrong or a miscommunication leading to a negative guest experience. Factors to consider when choosing between a co-host or property management service. Deciding between a co-host or property management service for your Airbnb listing can be tough, but there are a few factors to consider that can make the decision easier. First and foremost, you'll want to think about the value for the price. How much are you willing to pay for outsourcing your hosting duties? And what kind of return can you expect on that investment? Effective maintenance management is also crucial. You'll want to choose a co-host or property management service that can help you maintain your listing to a high standard, including cleaning and upkeep. This will help ensure that your guests have a great experience and are more likely to leave positive reviews. Outgoings and income transparency is another important factor. You'll want to choose a co-host or property management service that is transparent about their fees and how they're managing your rental income. This will help you avoid any surprises and ensure that you're making profit from your Airbnb business. Finally, industry knowledge and marketing can make a big difference. Look for a co-host or property management service that has expertise in the short-term rental industry and can help you optimize your listing to attract more guests and increase your revenue. With the right partner, you can take your Airbnb business to the next level and achieve the success you've been dreaming of. Cost comparison between a co-host and property management service. The age-old question. Which is cheaper, a co-host or a property management service? Well, the answer is, it depends. Generally speaking, co-hosts are less expensive than property management companies. This is because co-hosts typically only take on a few properties at a time, whereas property management companies manage many more. However, it's important to remember that property management companies offer a higher level of service than co-hosts. They can take care of everything from guest communication and check-ins to cleaning and maintenance. This means that you'll have more time to focus on other aspects of your life or business, which could ultimately lead to a higher return on investment. Ultimately, the cost comparison between a co-host and property management service will depend on your unique situation and needs. It's a good idea to shop around and get quotes from a few different providers to compare prices and services. That way, you can make an informed decision and choose the option that works best for you and your Airbnb business. Tips for effectively managing your Airbnb listing with a co-host or property management service. So you've decided to outsource your Airbnb hosting duties to a co-host or property management service. Congrats! But now comes the fun part. Effectively managing your listing to ensure maximum success. First and foremost, communication is key. Make sure you have clear lines of communication with your co-host or property management service and that you're both on the same page about your expectations and goals for your Airbnb business. It's also important to be organized and keep track of important information, such as guest information, bookings, and income. This will help you stay on top of your business and make informed decisions about pricing, marketing, and other aspects of your Airbnb listing. Finally, don't be afraid to ask questions and give feedback. Your co-host or property management service is there to support you and help you achieve success. If there's something you're not happy with, or if you have suggestions for improvement, speak up. With the right approach, you can build a strong and successful partnership with your co-host or property management service and take your Airbnb business to new heights. Alternatives to using a co-host or property management service for your Airbnb listing. So you're not keen on using a co-host or property management service for your Airbnb listing? No worries, there are plenty of alternatives. One option is to simply manage your listing yourself. This can be a great way to save money and maintain full control over your Airbnb business. However, keep in mind that it can also be quite time-consuming and require a lot of effort on your part. Another alternative is to hire individual contractors for specific tasks, such as cleaning, maintenance, or guest communication. This can give you more flexibility and control over your Airbnb business. But it may also require more effort on your part to coordinate and manage multiple contractors. Finally, you could consider partnering with a friend or family member who is willing to help you manage your Airbnb listing. This can be a great way to save money and build a strong partnership, but make sure you have clear expectations and boundaries in place to avoid any conflicts or misunderstandings. Ultimately, the best option for you will depend on your unique situation and needs. Consider your budget, time constraints, and goals for your Airbnb business before making a decision. Good luck! What will you surely remember among these guides we have for you? Comment down below and share it with us. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. See you next time.